everyone. Welcome back to Essential Viewing. And in typical Chris fashion, this isn't any episode of Essential Viewing. However, this is not Essential Viewing Live.
What?
This is... I know.
What are you talking
It seems like that's all we've been doing recently. This is an extra special of Essential Viewing, an annual podcast where we'll be going over the current Oscar nominations and just discussing our Oscar picks, what we think will win, what we think should win, and assigning any of our own special Essential Viewing awards along the way.
And point out some things missing from the awards or movies we wish would be in there also.
Exactly. So before we want to preface this discussion of the Oscar picks by saying that Chris wanted to go on a short rant about something.
We're not sure what this is.
So you have been warned. Here we go.
Welcome, guys. It's Chris Cuevas, everyone's least favorite Essential Viewing host.
Wow.
And
Chris deprecating humor.
I'm going to go on a short rant
At least he's
here.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
So the topic of my rant is how I really don't care about the Oscars, and I'm not going to win any popularity.
Okay.
I'm not going to win any popularity points here. But I think that the Oscars kind of go against my philosophy of, and not just the Oscars, but any award show, especially the Oscars, though, go against my philosophy of what film is, right? And I believe that film is something that's supposed to be it's a subjective experience. I think we can all agree to that, and it's an experience that maybe shouldn't be for everyone, but should be for anyone. If you don't understand the difference, just think about it.
That was a nice statement.
Yeah,
but and I think that relegating having a few Hollywood snobs decide for all of us what the best films are and who the best actors are, I think is disagreeable. And for those snobs to not even in the makeup of these snobs, not even represent the diversity of who's making films and also who's watching films, I think it's pretty shameful. So, I think that the Oscars really do not have. They've been culturally relevant in the past, but I don't think that they're really culturally relevant anymore. In the sense that you've got a bunch of white guys who aren't even active in film, a lot of them, and they're telling us what to think about who the best actors are and what the best films are. And it just really isn't. Film is a democratic thing. You know what I mean? In the sense that we all come to films with different ideas, and we should all be able to take different things away from them. So to have this body of people who really don't matter trying to impart their ideas onto us of what films matter and which actors matter really goes against my philosophy of what film is and what its purpose is. So I haven't really thought too much about Oscar picks, just because I haven't really cared about the Oscars. So I'm going to let these guys take the picks. I do want to take the opportunity to talk about my thoughts about films that a lot of our viewers will have heard of. But I don't really want to make any picks just because I haven't thought about it, because I don't really care, and I'd just be making stuff up, and I like to I'd just be just saying things as I go. And I haven't.
Isn't
really
that usually what you do?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So you guys do the picks. Yeah. I do want to talk about my thoughts about films that, again, people will have heard of, because a lot of the films I talk about are films people wouldn't have heard of. So it's a good opportunity to have a conversation about that. But I don't really want to make any picks.
And I think that's kind of why we wanted to incorporate our own, our essential viewees.
We're just going to say this category, this movie, this is the best. We want to say what we think of out of this category should have been the best, or what's missing here.
And I think there will be a fair amount of overlap, at least for me, considering I haven't seen a lot of the films from this list, and they are kind of supposed to be the cream of the crop from what we've seen so far this year, or this past year of 2015. So we can go ahead and get started if you want, Bryce.
All right. So starting out with the writing categories, for original screenplay, we've got Bridge of Spies, Ex Machina, Inside Out, Spotlight, and Straight Outta Compton.
Which I've seen 3 of these films, that being Ex Machina, Inside Out, and Spotlight. I had to say for myself, I think for original screenplay, I definitely go with Ex Machina. Original concept, especially with a lot of what we've seen in Hollywood recently, with kind of regurgitating, going off of similar concepts we've seen, redoing movies. Ex Machina was very refreshing. It was a new take.
I'd say the same thing for Inside Out also.
Okay. So is that your pick?
Yeah, I'd pick Inside Out. For what I would want to win, I think Spotlight probably will win.
Okay. See, we talked about Oscar bait earlier. I think Spotlight was definitely the biggest Oscar baiting movie of the year.
you get this cast of people who are clearly just their function as human beings is to attract Oscar voters.
Yeah.
And you make a film that is good but not like fantastic. I don't think Spotlight, Ex Machina. I haven't seen Straight Outta Compton or Bridge of Spies, but Ex Machina I think was the most impressive script here.
I will say, like, I'm just kind of surprised that Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight isn't in this category this year. Because like I know we've talked about like Quentin Tarantino's writing before, but like Hateful Eight was one that was really reliant on the writing because like it was basically a stage play, and I thought that was one of the biggest strengths of the film actually. So I'm kind of surprised not to see it nominated here.
I mean, I haven't seen Hateful Eight.
I haven't either. So
Tarantino's writing as of late hasn't impressed me at all.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't think he deserved.
For Django.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved that.
Did he win writing for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. But I think also just another kind of note, for the sake of time, we should maybe skip over some of the smaller categories that we aren't really qualified on, like sound mixing or edit. At least for me, sound mixing or editing, because I don't know anything about that.
I'm just going to throw out Mad Max is probably going to win most of those.
Yeah, a lot of the Bryce and I talked about this earlier today. I think a lot of the technical achievement
like sound
Oscars,
mixing, sound
I think Mad Max is going to win. But yeah, we can go on to adapted screenplay for writing. For me, I think hands down, probably The Big Short. I really enjoyed the Big Short, and just because a lot of the movie was based on the characters and how they were written, and that kept my attention through a lot of the film, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, I haven't read any of the books, the book, or any of these films that were based off of previous written pieces. But I think they're all really good, strong contenders here, especially Room. I really, really enjoyed Room, but I think The Big Short hedged it out with writing.
Yeah, so I would probably take Room for writing in this category just because I liked it a lot more. But again, I'm surprised that Aaron Sorkin's Steve Jobs is not in this list because like that was going to be my go-to pick, but like it's not here. And I'm not sure why that happened. Like
I thought that the writing was the weak point of Room, honestly.
Okay.
I thought that the film was anchored by the performances and that the writing almost kind of... I thought the film was paced poorly, and I thought that the balance, or the imbalance between its first half and second half were kind of... was unpleasant. The Martian was awful. I don't know why. I don't know why.
You just hate The Martian,
talking
Chris.
about it like it's not awful.
I don't think it should be nominated for as many things as it has been.
I mean, it's awful.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I've actually read the book based on The Martian was based on, and like it was a really good book. And like as far as adapting it goes, that's a really hard story to adapt because the book was very scientifically grounded, like in facts and like him like solving problems using like engineering shit. So like using a bunch of engineering and shit, like literally with like growing potatoes and stuff.
Good one.
So like. I'm kind of like I kind of understand why it's in there because like reading that book, like I could never have seen that actually as a movie. So putting that on the screen was pretty impressive in my eyes.
And I thought The Big Short was fantastic.
I think Big Short will win though for this category.
All right,
but I wish Room would, or I wish Steve Jobs would, but it's not there.
All right, next big one, visual effects. I'm just gonna go right away. Mad Max Fury Road. Especially seeing some of the articles I've read online showing before and after shots for like what the actual original like clean unedited version of the shot was, and then the final like with CG added to it is really impressive, and it looked great throughout the film, and it was a really good mixture of practical and visual effects, and I really appreciate that. Star Wars I think was just like the majority of the film was just visual effects, and it was very impressive. But
I think they did use a lot of
Max.
practical effects in Star Wars also.
I mean, I'm watching some of the behind the scenes. The influence of visual effects in Star Wars is pretty extensive.
I know you mentioned the final lightsaber battle scene.
That was literally in like a room with like a forest painted on the wall. And it turned into the Revenant.
The bear.
That
bear.
Right.
I mean,
and The Martian was awful.
As usual.
Fury Road. I mean that's a great film, and I think the visual effects played a great part in it being so great.
Yeah, the visual effects in Ex Machina were good as well, especially with the main robot lady. I can't remember her name now. But Okay.
I thought it was
Ava.
Ava. It was very impressive, but I think Mad Max for me took it home. And I don't know. We kind of go into what you guys
I
thought
think
about.
I would pick Mad Max here also.
All right.
And I think it's gonna win too.
Yeah, I definitely think it's deserving of visual effects.
All right.
I don't really give a shit about
sound mixing. Let's just say Mad Max. Sound editing. Mad Max probably.
Yeah. Short film live action. I haven't seen any of these.
I haven't watched any of that.
Animated short film. I saw We Can't Live Without Cosmos.
World of Tomorrow's on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We might have to give.
It's like stick figures.
Oh, we should definitely
cool.
watch it then. But I saw We Can't Live Without Cosmos. It's like an 8-minute short film about 2 cosmonauts that are training to go into space together, and it's very tear-jerky. It's there's no dialogue
so it's
whatsoever.
not people who are addicted to Neil deGrasse Tyson's show Cosmos.
That'd be awesome.
Disappointing.
But no, sadly it's not. So by default it wins for me. And I didn't think it was amazing. It was just, it seemed like kind of a generic, something I'd seen before. But so for me, by default, that won. But I think we can kind of gloss over that. Production design, hands down, Mad Max for me.
Yeah, I mean, The Martian was awful.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, all right. I shouldn't say hands down. Mad Max and Revenant are really close.
This is between Mad Max and Revenant.
I think that production design is a more important part of Mad Max.
I'd give it to Mad Max because Revenant they can just like go out in the forest and like shoot. But like Mad Max had to like build all that.
Yeah.
So I okay, Mad Max for that. Do you guys want to debate anything more? That one's pretty kind of cut and dry, I think.
I mean, The Martian was pretty bad.
Yeah. Original song. I have no.
Earned
it. Oscar nominated.
Earned it is by The
Shades of
Weeknd.
Grey.
So
okay.
So I think.
But it was in 50 Shades of Grey.
It's by The Weeknd.
I haven't seen Spectre.
He made I Can't Feel My Face.
Spectre was awful. To quote Chris, Spectre was awful.
What about The Martian?
Bryce's
interpretation of Chris. What was The Martian like?
What?
Awful.
Awful.
Sorry. But yeah, so I think we are not qualified to answer that one.
I
mean, the song Manta Ray from Racing Extinction was one of the favorites.
Really?
I like simple song number 3 from Youth, honestly.
I hadn't heard of Racing Extinction or Youth, or The Hunting Ground for that matter, so...
I bet 50 Shades of Grey will take it just because then like people will be able to say 50 Shades of Grey is an Oscar-winning movie.
God
and then
damn
like that would be dumb.
Alright, original score.
Here's a good category. This is definitely between Hateful Eight and The Force Awakens.
Okay.
I've like listened to both these scores during the movie and I've listened to them afterwards. And like they're both fantastic.
Wow. I feel like it's a lot of dedication, Bryce.
I mean, I really like these 2 scores, John Williams and Ennio Morricone with Hateful Eight. This is a really tough call. I'm gonna go Hateful Eight here.
So for me, the only 2 films on this list that I saw were Sicario and The Force Awakens, and I can remember the Force Awakens soundtrack. I can't remember anything in the Sicario soundtrack.
Sicario had music.
Yeah, the only thing I remember was like when they're going in the desert and like that really awesome shot where the military team is like slowly walking down into the hole, and there was like a very like twilight shot of like the sky was like purple.
You're describing the cinematography here, Cole.
No, I know, but I remember that scene. There was a sound. There was music.
Sound.
There was music in the background.
Sicario had sounds.
Yes,
I did not know that.
It had sound and actors.
Wow.
It was not.
I
have
to watch that one again.
Yeah, so I think Star Wars kind of wins by default for me in that one because I can just remember that there was a soundtrack.
I'm gonna give it to Hateful Eight, and I think Hateful Eight will win it.
Okay.
Makeup and hairstyling.
Wait, is that 2 movies?
The 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared.
Oh, so there are only 3 films up for this.
That sounds like a good time.
I thought it was like The Window and Disappeared.
That sounds like a better cool time. Movie.
I think I would just say Mad Max again.
Yeah, I mean The Revenant, the costume design I thought was really impressive. But that might be more into production. Kind of. But I think makeup and hairstyling, definitely. Because, like, someone had to actually shave Charlize Theron's head at some point for Mad Max. Like,
sad day
that's
for
impressive.
Humanity.
Foreign language film.
Well, I mean, I've seen the trailers.
We've seen a lot of trailers
Mustang
for these at
and
Sundance.
Embrace of the Serpent.
The the screen at the movie theater keeps telling me that Mustang is like the best movie ever.
Yeah, so I think it has to win.
I've read good things about Son of Saul though, and I don't know. We can't judge these, but
I think we should just gloss over that
I think
again.
Son of Saul will take it again.
All right. Film editing.
Hmm.
I think I'm again going to go with Mad Max on this one, simply because I watched part of the cut of that was put online for Black and Chrome, which is the completely unsaturated, no dialogue version of Mad Max Fury Road, and that actually, because there's no dialogue to focus on, I was able to appreciate the editing more and how without the dialogue you're able to still determine what was going on screen based on how the film was cut together. Like when Furiosa's driving the war rig first, and you see one of the war boys like talking to her, and she points, and then they cut to her like whatever she was pointing at, and then they cut back to that shot, and it's just a way to kind of tell a story without the need for voiceover or anything like that. So I think that's why Mad Max.
I thought the editing of Star Wars was awful. It was like
awful.
I feel like the average like shot length was like a second.
There were some.
I remember complaining about that right after we saw it too.
Over edited.
Yeah,
which isn't a good thing.
Especially in sequence or movies that have like high intensity close up action sequences. I hate it's much
quick
easier.
Cutaways or like
quick cuts and everything like that. It's very difficult to follow.
I honestly thought the editing was like the biggest downfall of Star Wars.
I want like a nice broad shot of what's happening.
And it makes it a lot easier to do quick cuts like that because granted it takes more time, but like choreographing like an entire fight sequence is very difficult. And is very physically demanding. So
like one of my favorite scenes from Star Wars was like the original like Millennium Falcon chase on Jakku.
Yeah,
and like that seemed like a lot of longer shots, and like that's why that was a really cool scene.
But nothing stands out for me for Star Wars, and Mad Max actually stands out for me. So that's why.
Yeah, I don't know why Spotlight's here or The Big Short either.
Well, no, I mean I was talking to a friend of mine who is an editor and post producer, and he was explaining to me that like the Big Short actually the editing was like. He was impressed with the editing of that film. And I mean, I thought that, I guess I'm too much of a plebeian to really understand.
I think we all are, for the most part.
To understand, I thought that, I don't know, I could see, I guess I could understand a case for, because I think The Big Short had a lot of like, sort of well-timed comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of comes out of the editing.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, all right, so we kind of went through that. Documentary short subjects.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, Claude Lanzmann's Spectres of the Shoah was fantastic.
It wasn't awful.
And who can forget A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness?
We can probably skip
is Body Team 12 the sequel
Body
to Short
Team
Team
12? It's just I don't even want to know what it's about. Yeah, I think we can skip a feature-length documentary as well because
it's the Netflix original.
Winter on Fire: Ukraine's Fight for Freedom.
What happened, Miss Simone? I saw that was on Netflix once.
All right, so here we're getting toward the heavy hitters, heavy hitting categories now. So for directing, you guys can maybe start out on this one.
So we've got Adam McKay for The Big Short, George Miller for Fury Road, Alejandro Iñárritu for The Revenant.
Who directed Room?
Lenny Abrahamson for Room, and then who was Spotlight?
I don't know.
Tom McCarthy?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I didn't remember any of those except for Mad Max.
Yeah.
So this is a big category.
I wanted to say Mad Max again, partially because I don't want Iñárritu to win 2 Oscars for Best Directing in a row. And I didn't think that, because for me, Best Directing and Best Picture, to me at least, they
seem pretty similar.
There's some overlap, I think. And I don't think Revenant should win Best Picture, and I don't think that Iñárritu should win Best Director for it.
I think that you have to kind of be impressed by the directing of Room, just in the way that they're able to take, because I mean most of it was in a little room, and the way that you're able to take that little room and do so much with it in terms of just visually, and also the way that they're able to create like the tension between just these 3 actors, in such a small space.
Mm-hmm.
And I think again that everything just kind of fell apart when they left the room, but I think that you do have to be impressed with the directing of that film.
In the room.
Yeah, a Spotlight.
I don't. Yeah, it's meh. Oscar bait. So I think I'm still gonna stick by Mad Max on that one.
Inarritu, as with The Revenant, he kind of gained access to my pantheon of favorite directors. I really liked what he did with The Revenant, and his style is so unique. And
I think just the fact that they shot it like all in natural light.
Yeah,
and
that's part of
they
the
shot it
cinema.
sequentially too.
They shot it sequentially.
They shot it sequentially. It added like $7 to $8 million to the budget, but they shot it sequentially too. I remember reading that, which doesn't make any sense to me because like they had to fly. I remember reading that some of the shots they did in like Montana and places in Canada, and then there were some places in Canada that were too warm, so they had to fly to southern Argentina to do some of the like more mountainous snow landscapes. And they shot it sequentially, so they had to travel all over the place.
That's kind of silly.
Yeah,
I don't think that adds to the quality of the director.
But like he's like he has big director balls now, so like,
that's a bit pretentious, honestly.
Yeah, but I remember
just
reading
wasting
that, like,
money.
That was like ridiculous. I thought.
So I think I'd give this one to Room just because I like that one the most.
Yeah,
but I think Alejandro Inarritu is going to win it 2 years in a row.
That is really impressive.
Unless we get a surprise from George Miller for Mad Max.
The thing about Mad Max, though, is you have like basically what was just a vision in George Miller's head being communicated directly to the screen.
I saw like some like napkin or something like he wrote
without even a screenplay.
The plot
and in such detail and with such passion that I think that you have to also be impressed with the direction of Mad Max. But again, The Revenant. Just like that style, I think bringing the same silky smooth style of a film like Birdman, but bringing that to like a brutal kind of revenge tale set in the frontier is impressive.
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of good arguments for that, and we all kind of picked our own.
It's a hard category.
All right, costume design, Mad Max Fury Road, hands down for me.
I don't know. I really liked the dresses in Cinderella.
What about the Danish girl? Did you like Eddie Redmayne's? That was the Danish girl, right? Okay, his dress.
Wait, that's not a drama about like a girl who works in a pastry shop?
I would have seen that one.
That was a quality clip from Chris Cuevas.
I didn't know. I don't watch movies.
A quality Cuevas clip.
I think we can just say Mad Max.
Yeah. All right, cinematography.
Oh.
That's I just remember The Revenant, the opening scene where they are like stalking through the river that's running through the forest. I thought that was one of the coolest shots I've seen in a really, really long time. And it was just really cool setup. The take was very long, and that first battle scene was amazing because it was just kind of, the camera was just slowly working through everyone fighting, and it would just travel between different people as it was going on. And I thought that was incredible. From that point on, I didn't think The Revenant did anything too spectacular.
If there was one thing I really liked about The Revenant, it was the cinematography.
I thought it started out really, really strong.
I didn't think like the plot was anything special, but like the movie was beautiful to look at. So
and Emmanuel Lubezki he's the cinematographer.
He's the only one.
I mean, he's the only one who's as good as he is.
All these other nominations for
so I mean, like I think looking at I think that between like I don't know, The Revenant and Mad Max visually stood out to me. I don't know why. I don't know, Sicario. I don't really.
I remember mentioning I liked the cinematography after we saw Sicario, but
Sicario did not impress me.
I don't think it's like that great to win a big award.
I know Bryce really likes Sicario.
I like Sicario. You guys didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Hateful Eight's here. Like most of the movie was like in a room. But like not as an
that opening,
not as
like,
much of an impressive room.
7-minute shot of the statue of.
I wonder if there's
Bryce.
just on here because of like 70 millimeter. Ooh.
Yeah. So I think we have a consensus on The Revenant for best cinematography because that's what
I would pick The Revenant and I think it will win.
Okay. So animated feature film.
I mean, Inside Out. There's like.
Yeah, I know I didn't enjoy Anomalisa that much.
I mean, I liked Anomalisa, but like Inside Out was just.
Like,
I
enjoyed it.
My favorite animated film of the year is Shaun the Sheep.
I actually really wanted to see that, but I didn't get around to it.
No, I really loved Anomalisa. I thought it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I know that Well, you guys can listen to our episode about anomalies if you
exactly.
want to hear my
We'll
thoughts in
have
more detail.
annotations redirecting you to all the videos.
Yeah.
No, we won't. Well, you'll have links in the description. I'm not annotating this.
Oh,
Bryce is going to be annotating all night long.
Oh yeah.
Putting in the hours.
I'm gonna make a slideshow of
give
all
the
the
best
different
experience
movies
to our
we're talking
viewers.
about.
All
While
right.
we're talking about
Here come the bigger ones. So we've hit actress in a supporting role. These are getting actors, actresses, and then ultimately we're gonna finish up with best picture.
So I've seen all these except for the Danish Girl.
I haven't seen Danish Girl or Carol or Hateful Eight, so it's really narrowed down.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen. I haven't seen the same things Cole hasn't seen.
I for me, I'd have to pick Kate Winslet and Steve Jobs. I actually really enjoyed her character. I enjoyed her character. I enjoyed her performance.
I just don't feel like she had such a big role or anything, you know. Like,
but I mean, it's supporting actress. Yeah. I feel like she had a bigger role than Rachel McAdams. I didn't really like Rachel McAdams.
A weird thing about this category is like Rooney Mara for Carol. Like, she was basically a lead in that movie.
Okay.
Like her and Cate Blanchett, they were like the two leads. Like, I don't know why she's in a supporting role nomination here.
Okay, I can't speak on that.
But I will say, like, she was really good in Carol.
I really liked Kate Winslet's performance in Steve Jobs. I don't think Rachel McAdams did anything in Spotlight.
Yeah, she was just kind of she had like a few lines that weren't that impressive, I thought, and like they're not impressive. They didn't stand out. Like Kate Winslet, like was like really great, and I actually enjoyed seeing her character's like appearance progress as like the time in the movie went on. Oh, I thought that was really interesting, and she did a really great job portraying a Polish American woman.
I will say, Jennifer Jason Leigh in The Hateful Eight she was really solid in that movie too. She was just like a crazy like murder psycho.
Nice.
And like she was very convincing, and and she pulled that role off really well. Kind of, it added a lot to the film.
Okay.
I'd probably pick Rooney Mara for Carol, actually. I don't know. You guys haven't seen it.
Just because you said she had more.
She was basically like a leading role, and it was. I mean, there was like a romance, but like it was really interesting because it was very subtle. Mm-hmm. Like you look at like the best picture there, and like you got like Brooklyn nominated, and like that was just like a piece of shit. But like that was awful. But like Carol was like it was like really subtle and really nuanced and like really believable. And like part of that was because of these two main performances from Rooney Mara and Cate Blanchett. So like. Okay. I would have expected to see her in a leading role nomination, so instant supporting, I have to give it to her.
All right. So, actor supporting role. For me, I saw the top three in this list. So, Spotlight, Revenant, and Big Short. I actually really enjoyed Christian Bale in The Big Short. Not only his character, but he did a really great job of portraying like this really quirky, awkward, previously a physician turned stockbroker, financial analyst, whatever.
Hedge fund manager.
There we go. But yeah, Christian Bale is really, really great in the film. I loved his character for one, but like he just did a really great job portraying a character. He has like really diverse range, and I really enjoy that.
Tom Hardy.
You've got Chris's favorite actor of all time.
Tom Hardy was far better than Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. He was at least 3 times.
Well, because he had more lines. He wasn't crying and like snot
when an actor can make me feel like he's a physically like a dangerous person to be near.
Oh yeah.
Then like I really appreciate that. Christian Bale was he was great in The Big Short, but his character didn't really. He
didn't add much.
Yeah, his character didn't. It was just kind of like a side plot more than. But just it's not. To blame
I would have liked to see
that.
I honestly like Steve Carell more in The Big Short than I liked
Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight.
No,
was just like,
I did not like Mark Ruffalo.
I don't know, he was all right.
We talked about Spotlight a lot, but we said like it wasn't really like much of an acting movie.
Like, yeah, I just did not like.
You can look at our.
The actors in Spotlight are kind of cogs in a wheel. And again, watch our episode about Spotlight to hear more about that.
Yeah,
Mark Rylance in Bridge of Spies is fine, and like
he was fine,
Bryce.
He's
fine.
You thought he was?
No, he was fine.
It was a fine.
Get it?
Not like anything special, and like I haven't seen Creed.
I kind of want to see Stallone's performance. I think they're showing at the Union.
It's at the Union next week.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind going to see that. That'd be kind of cool.
I've just heard a lot of good things about Creed. So
okay.
I don't know though.
Cool. One thing I will say. One thing I ask.
I wish Jacob Tremblay was.
Oh yeah,
nominated
thank you for reminding me of that.
I would have wanted to win this category. Honestly.
Yeah, Jacob Tremblay. If not for best lead actor, because I would argue that he was almost the lead in Room. I think best supporting actor, he just definitely.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No, why? He was fantastic for like a 9-year-old kid. I thought he was incredible in Room.
I'm shaking my head no for the people who are listening.
This is a great audio podcasting material. Regardless, one thing I was going to ask you is, did you end up seeing Legend at all? Because it didn't get like...
What is Legend? Oh,
Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy.
I did not see Legend.
It's Tom Hardy squared. Like, I don't know how you didn't see that.
Because it didn't...
It didn't get great
No,
reviews.
it didn't. There was nowhere to see it.
It
didn't come to any movie theaters.
Oh.
I wasn't going to, like, fly to England to see it.
Oh, I thought it had, like, a decently sized release. But it was like...
Did you see it?
No, I remember, like, reading about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, Chris really wanted to, like,
I do want to see it. I don't know where. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe some fan can send me a copy.
Oh, yeah. The Oscar copy.
Yeah.
No, Chris wouldn't watch it. It'd be in, like, 480p. All right. So, bigger categories.
We got
actress
in a leading role. We've got Kate Blanchett for Carol, Brie Larson for Room,
Jennifer Lawrence, Chris.
And then some other people that I don't think really matter.
I hate Jennifer Lawrence.
I know you do. That's why I said.
She's a horrible person. And Charlotte Rampling, she said that the backlash against the Oscars was racist against white people.
Ooh.
An opinion that I agree with. Wait, no, I don't.
And Brooklyn was awful. So
I told you that. Like, I didn't see it. I saved myself like $13.
The main actress is pretty good.
Wait, did you go there by yourself? Did you go to Sundance to watch Brooklyn?
No.
Oh, okay.
I saw the trailer. I was like, yeah, that's a bad movie.
Okay.
And I told Bryce, and Bryce was like, no. And I was like,
I mean, sometimes I like movies like that.
Sometimes you can call it.
But this one is.
But 45 years looks so interesting.
It's like 45 years long.
Yep. For me, this is Brie Larson. That's kind of just by default. She was also very, very good in Room.
I'm gonna say Kate Blanchett was good. She was really good, actually. But out of this list, I would take Brie Larson.
I thought that Jennifer Lawrence's appearance on the cover of People magazine was fantastic. I don't know about her acting.
Yeah, no, I mean it's. I don't know. I didn't see Joy. I heard it wasn't like great. It sounded kind of not interesting because it's about a woman that like commercialized infomercials.
She made the magic vacuum or something.
Magic vacuum slap chop ShamWow.
ShamWow.
A story just dying to be adapted for the screen.
Absolutely.
Like, I couldn't.
Hollywood's starting to scrape the bottom.
I couldn't
of the
wait
barrel.
to see that one, and then I'm going to keep waiting forever.
I can wait to see that one, and I'm going
couldn't wait. I'm going to keep waiting forever.
All right,
that's good.
All right, second to last category: actor in a leading role.
We got Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Matt Damon for The Martian.
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant.
I've said my thoughts about The Martian, but in case you didn't hear me, it was awful.
Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, and then that guy that was in the Stephen Hawking movie last year for The Danish Girl.
Who was a woman in The Danish Girl, or portrayed. Never mind. Regardless, not going to get into that. I really wanted to see Trumbo because I like it. I like the setting. I like the setting of the film. I like Bryan Cranston
was great in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, he was fucking shit in Breaking Bad though.
And in Drive.
Yeah, he was great in Drive until he died.
I can't think of anything else.
But no, I really wanted to see Trumbo. Matt Damon, just like cross him off the list. DiCaprio.
Honestly, I don't get the hype around his performance in The Revenant.
Yeah.
Like out of all
I
the
liked
movies
him much
he's
more
been
in Wall Street.
Like why would he get?
Leonardo DiCaprio is just an example of how the Oscars are basically a popularity contest, and Leonardo DiCaprio happens to be very popular, so that helps. His performance in The Revenant, most of it doesn't qualify as acting, or at least the kind of acting that we talk about as being good acting.
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing like an article on The Onion, like Leonardo DiCaprio hopes to like cry and scream his way to an Oscar.
Yeah.
Like,
so I think just from this category, I'd pick Michael Fassbender and Steve Jobs. Although I didn't.
You didn't like Steve Jobs.
Although Steve Jobs wasn't like my favorite film this year, I didn't hate it. I didn't. I do think Michael Fassbender was very, very good portraying Steve Jobs in this role.
I'd pick Michael Fassbender also.
Matt Damon in The Martian, I wouldn't count that as acting either, because he's really just like we like Matt Damon, so let's go watch Matt Damon quip in a movie about Matt Damon being Matt Damon. It's not acting. You know what I mean? Like acting is like playing someone else. Michael Fassbender did that in Steve Jobs. He didn't just act; he embodied Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
he
it was very
became
impressive.
Steve Jobs.
He transcended the aircraft grade aluminum and became Steve Jobs.
So unfortunately,
incarnate.
Leo's probably gonna win, but
I think Michael Fassbender is definitely deserving it from this category. Can you guys think of any other actors you wanted? Because there are only 5. I feel like there might be others that we would have liked. Like, I'm not going to say Tom Hardy from Mad Max because he was very similar to DiCaprio. He had very few lines and he just grunted for most of them.
I wish I haven't seen Beast of No Nation, but
Yeah,
I can tell you that every performance that Idris Elba does is worthy of an award.
He won like
every single one.
The Screen Actors Guild Award or something for.
What about his role in Thor?
Yes.
What about that too? Yes. Wow.
Everything Idris Elba touches turns to gold. I mean, I don't know.
He was in the Avengers. He was in Avengers 2. I got you, Chris. I fucking got you.
You got me. You got me, Cole. No, but like, I don't know if you guys have seen there's a movie called Mandela: Long Walk to Freedom where Idris Elba plays Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
Fantastic. I mean, so I'm sure that although I haven't seen Beast of No Nation yet, I'm sure that he's probably missing from this category. Just because, like, I can't imagine him giving anything less than a stellar performance.
I will say, from this category, I do really want to watch Trumbo and Beast of No Nation now because
we've been meaning to watch Beast of No Nation,
and we never did
for months.
Yeah,
we keep going to the movie theater,
but it's so much easier to fucking watch movies here and not spend money, but we like to go there regardless.
Yeah,
we want to keep up to date, so I think that kind of closes out that category, and we can finish up with the big bad Best Picture award, which there are 8 films nominated for. The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. And surprisingly, I saw 6 out of 8 of these films.
So I watched all of these. Unfortunately,
do you want to start off first, Bryce?
I'm gonna go. What movies should be in this list? And which movies should not be in this list? So,
all right.
The Big Short should be in here. Bridge of Spies should not be in here.
All right.
Brooklyn should not be in here. Like, replace that with Carol. Carol's much better. Mad Max is fine. Get rid of The Martian. Put in Ex Machina.
Yeah, I think Ex Machina definitely deserves to be in this list.
I mean, I thought The Martian was a pretty good
shit piece.
The Revenant can be in here.
Change of
Room can be in here. Spotlight is good enough. We're missing The Hateful Eight. Honestly, I liked Hateful Eight more than The Revenant. We're missing Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was one of my favorite movies of the year. I kind of wish it was represented here. And I would honestly have put an Inside Out for the Best Picture.
But it can't win Best Picture and Best Animated Picture. Can it?
Oh,
really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think
honestly, this is just not the best collection of films of the year right here at all.
I mean, there's some good ones you have to kind of pick and choose. Do you want to go with your Best Picture? Or what do you think will win first, Bryce? Let's go with that.
I guess The Revenant's going to win.
Okay. What would you like to win?
I would like for Room. Out of these 8, I would like Room to win. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah. I'm in the same way. I would really, really like Room to win. From a realistic standpoint, I would love Mad Max to win because I love Mad Max. I don't think it will, and I think it'd be great if it would. I think Room, actually, just from like how impressive I thought the film was, I think it is definitely deserving of Best Picture. But I agree with you. I think there's a lot of hype and buzz around The Revenant. Although I didn't like it as much, I think
all of the hype
has
is for The Revenant right now.
I mean, my favorite film out of this list is Mad Max. Absolutely.
Okay.
The Revenant, which I enjoyed, but The Revenant wasn't really original in any sense of the word. It was just a very high quality presentation of an idea that is not original in the slightest sense. But again, a beautiful presentation with fantastic acting.
Mm-hmm.
And The Martian is, I mean, they should just honestly have the Razzies at the same time as the Oscars and just give Matt Damon and the entire Martian crew lots of awards.
Even
for being
Sean Bean.
Yeah, just for not.
But you're in The Martian.
I am in The Martian, and I still didn't like it.
Oh.
It was pretty bad. So I've said that already, but just wanted to remind our audience there.
Thank you.
So my favorite film out of this list is Mad Max. The Big Short I also really enjoyed. I honestly don't think that Spotlight and Room deserve to be called best anything. Although Room was good, I just it was okay.
No, that's fair. I think this is probably the last head-butting podcast we've had, at least so far. Besides, and your rant in the beginning wasn't even that bad. I thought it was just you explaining.
Yeah, I was
things.
just explaining things,
and I agree with you on some of those points for once.
Well, I'm flattered.
But yeah, so that was
I don't think The Martian should be getting any Razzies, but I don't think
a couple Razzies.
I don't think it should be nominated for the fucking best picture.
Okay, it should get like a Razzie for like shitty one-liners, because like there was like a couple shitty one-liners.
In your face, Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, or like I'm gonna fear my botany powers, Mars. Like that was awful.
You're like, I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit there.
Jeez. All right, so I think that kind of concludes it. You heard it from us first, predicting every single film that's going to be nominated.
Well,
we put money on this.
What were your guys' favorite films of the year?
Favorite films of the year?
Yeah.
Besides Best Picture?
Just like forgetting this.
Overall.
Like, what were your favorite films of the year?
Well, it definitely wasn't The Witch.
That was this year. We're talking 2015.
Right? No, I thought it was released. I'm pretty sure it was released in 2015.
Yeah, it came out last year.
Okay.
It's Sundance.
I think the film that I derived the most sheer amount of enjoyment from, that I watched the most, and I'll keep watching it continuously, was Mad Max Fury Road.
Continuously.
24/7.
No, I'm going to keep watching it as far as I look into the future. I've seen it 4 times already. Every time it's just as good as the last, if not better. And I loved it. I think Chris, you described it as art house action.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed that. It was great. It was like big and loud and dumb. Not really dumb.
I didn't think it was dumb.
It was awesome, and I think it was an amazing film. And I really hope that George Miller continues to great work if he does continue on with the franchise.
Are you excited for the Mad Max cinematic universe?
Not
spin-offs
really.
for that one dude playing guitar.
I would love to see that. It could be like a 12-minute short film, his origin story. Blind Man Origins.
Mm-hmm. So,
Bryce?
I've enjoyed a lot of films this year. Some of them we've talked about on the podcast, like Room and Steve Jobs really stand out. Mm-hmm. There's a few, I watched a bunch of movies over winter break. Some like more indie movies that I really liked. One of them was The End of the Tour.
I've heard of that.
With
I have not heard
Jason Segel and Jesse Eisenberg. It was this really obscure movie that I wouldn't expect anyone to see. It was about this dude interviewing this author.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is kind of this one extended conversation. And I really liked it. I don't know what you guys would think. I don't want to talk too much about it now.
I actually listened to Jason Segel's interview with Mark Maron where he talked about the film. Mm-hmm. I remember listening to that.
Yeah, so I really liked that one. Another indie one I watched over the summer was Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Oh, they were just showing that at Marquee.
They were?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I really like that one. The market's...
Is that Lars in the real guy?
I don't know.
Oh.
But the market's really saturated with these high school cancer movies, you know?
Well, okay.
It is?
I wasn't aware of that.
I feel like it's something that's been repeated
not
a lot
high
recently.
School cancer movie.
Yeah.
But this one was it was really good. They didn't go for the obligatory romantic plot. And it had some
Fault in Our Stars.
And it was really funny. I was watching it by myself and I was just consistently
cancer.
I was consistently laughing until the ending. But I don't know, it felt really original. It had really real characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a really fantastic movie. But I mean, my favorite movie, I gotta mention Star Wars also. I really like Star Wars, we talked about that a lot. But I mean, my favorite movie of the year was Inside Out.
All right.
I mean,
Inside Out was great.
There's not too much I can say that hasn't been said. It's just a fantastically original movie, extremely emotional, great characters. Did I mention it was really original? Is it original though? It was really funny. Pixar at the top of their game. I loved it.
Yeah, much can't be said about The Good Dinosaur though. Unfortunately,
I did not see The Good Dinosaur.
I just heard it wasn't good. That was I think that was one of the first films that Pixar lost money on.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
And I really liked Ex Machina also.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned that.
So yeah, I mean, again, I've had a great time watching movies this year. Some of the regulars, Steve Jobs, Mad Max Fury Road. I really enjoyed The Revenant. All other films that really had an impact on me this year, Crimson Peak. I loved Crimson Peak. Crimson Peak was fantastic. But my favorite film of the year is one that...
Was it the Bronson HD remaster?
No. No, it's a film
Two times Tom Hardy.
It's a film that was ravaged by the critics. It's sitting at a Metascore of 50 right now.
Oof.
The Oxford Murders too.
It's available on Amazon Prime, though. I've mentioned it to you guys before. It's called Partisan. I love this film. I love this film more than anything else I've seen this year. It's a masterpiece in my mind, and you can see that big yellow 50 there, and you're very skeptical. And Cole's scared. But
I was looking at.
It's only from 12 people.
This is a beautiful film. I love it. It's my favorite film of 2015, and it has a child performance in it that puts Jacob Tremblay's performance to shame.
Really?
To shame.
Okay.
All right. It makes it look like just a kid with a binky in his mouth. All right.
Holy shit!
It puts Jacob Tremblay's performance to shame.
Those
so definitely, it's on Amazon Prime. Check it out. It's a really cool movie. Hopefully, we'll be talking about it
sometime in the next
it's great.
year.
It's great.
All right. Well, I think that kind of concludes our extra special Oscar episode of Essential Viewing. The Oscars are next Sunday, a week from today.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned to that, guys. See how right or wrong we were, or just how stupid I am.
Just don't watch the Oscars. Our opinion is the only opinion that really matters.
Exactly. So
that's a good point.
But yeah, make sure you put lots and lots of money on the Oscars, deciding what a category of like old white guys will pick.
And make sure you only watch the movies that were nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Those others, like indie movies we were referencing, don't watch those.
They don't matter at all.
We may have liked them, but those other people did not. So,
and if you don't think a movie is good, but the Oscars say it's good, then you're wrong.
Exactly. So yeah, good way to end the podcast. So thanks a lot for listening, guys. Good talking.